half of the ninth inning. Maddux trying to complete the job tonight, going for his 4th complete game, his 12th win of the year. And he's got Canseco, Castilla, and DeFelice. Canseco has grounded out the first, walked and singled his first game back in almost 2 months.
Activity in the bullpen. That's just in case Maddux gets into a jam. Not that they don't think he could win it. They just don't want him to labor here in the ninth inning.
Well, we were talking about would there be some payback. Jose Canseco thinks that there was no accident to that pitch and is not very happy about it. And now the benches are slowly but surely coming onto the field. Laz Diaz, the plate umpire, staying with Canseco. The offensive line getting in front of Greg Maddux on the other side.
And negotiations will take place. Got to find out where Ozzie Guillen is. Now choose your partner.
The guy that's getting the most heated right now is Bobby Bonilla, and Laz Diaz is.
And he was the first guy out there to get in front of Greg Maddux too.
Laz Diaz in the middle of that group of Braves trying to calm everybody down, especially Bonilla.
Laz Diaz has done a good job behind the plate tonight. He's done a good job looking out for Fernando Lunar when he got hit. And I think I watched him hustle down the first, so let's see what happens with it. Pat Corrales is out with Mike Riley.
And Larry Rothschild is waiting for Laz Diaz, the plate umpire, when he gets back. Now here goes Rothschild talking to Diaz. And he is getting more and more heated.
And you know what he's saying. Here's a guy who can hit a gnat in the fanny from 60 feet. And you mean to tell me he didn't?
Been thrown out. That's the 4th time this year Larry Rothschild's been ejected from a game. And he might be in a little trouble now. Looked like he made some contact with Diaz. Mike Riley has stepped in between. Jose Cardinal coming out to try to keep Rothschild from getting into further trouble.
He's also arguing the ball that hit Martinez, too.
Vinny Castilla.
It's what you have to do as a manager, but not quite this vehemently.
Leon Roberts has come out. Everybody trying to calm Larry Rothschild down, keep him from getting into more trouble. He may be in line for a suspension because it did look like there was some contact on Laz Diaz.
All right, here's what it's looked like tonight. There have been 5 people hit with pitches. There have been 5. Maddux is trying to get the attention of Canseco. There's the first one, and then Lunar got hit. And in the 5th inning, inside, Maddux getting their shortstop. 8th inning, Walt Weiss. That might have been retaliation. And then here's the one that started the dance.
Well, now Vinny Castilla, who's 0 for 3, runner at first. They're not holding Canseco. Maddux delivers. Fly ball, center field, deep but playable for Andrew. On the warning track, makes the catch. One gone.
Well, in Colorado, Vinny Castilla would have had 2 homers and 5 RBIs right now. But we're at sea level. I think if I were Walt Weiss or Rafael Furcal right now, if there is a ground ball anywhere up the middle and it looks like a double play, I would throw and get out of the way in a hurry.
I don't know how much of a risk Canseco would take in a game like this, sliding though on that bad heel. Just coming off that, it's taken him a long time to get back in there.
Well, he risked a lot getting as angry as he did and wanting to start a brawl, so I think he'd do it.
I don't know how much he wanted to be a part of that, as much as he just wanted to make the point that he thought it was intentional. He did not charge the mound or anything like that. That's
so you think maybe he was more interested in being Don King than Mike Tyson?
Perhaps. DeFelice 1 for 3, a double, lead off the 5th inning. His contribution for the night, another fly ball to center. Andrew is there for this one too. 2 outs in the ninth. And the Devil Rays down to their last hope. Miguel Cairo is 0 for 3. Bill Russell is the acting manager the rest of the way. Not much he can do, and you take over a game down 8-2 with only 3 outs to play with. But we will be paying attention to the news reports coming out of Frank Robinson's office for the next couple of days to see if any disciplinary action is taken against Larry Rothschild.
I wonder if Frank Robinson gets overtime. He's been busy lately, hasn't he?
Here's another tape delivery. Mr. Robinson. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cairo. Two outs in the 9th. Judging from all that's gone on since the pitch hit Canseco, it looked like Maddux made his point there, if it indeed was an intentional act. And now let's just get the game over with. 2-1 the count. Looked like the one that really upset him the most was that second one on Walt Weiss in the 8th inning.
Yep. I think he was upset in the dugout.
Fouled off. It's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 9th. Update on that Mets game. It's still 8-4 New York. They're in the top of the 7th in Toronto. Still 2-2. Out of play. It's still 2 balls, 2 strikes on Cairo.
Tells you a little bit about Cairo, doesn't it? I mean, it's an 8-2 ball game. Maddux is 1 pitch away from wrapping it up, but he's battling like it was tying or winning run at second base.
Still 2-2.
Well, if he wraps this up, that'll be out of the last 113 games when Greg Maddux has got 4 runs or more. He will have won all but 7 of them. 106 and 7. That's very good percentage.
Toward short, Weiss flips to Furcal, and that'll do it. Greg Maddux, a complete game, his 12th win of the year, the 233rd win of his career, and the Braves take 2 out of 3 from Tampa Bay. Tonight's final, Atlanta 8, Tampa Bay 2.
Nice job by Greg Maddux, and a lot of ballots for our AutoZone player of the game, but the outer precincts have reported, and there he is, Andrew Jones. Not only with a good night tonight, but a good series. Here's what he did to start the ball game: a double inside the bag. That coming in the first inning, he would score the first run of the night. And then when they needed a little bit of insurance in the second inning, after 2 were out, base hit, right center field, that would drive in 2. That would be enough. And Andrew Jones tonight with a good night and with 2 more RBIs, and in the series 5 out of 13 with 7 driven across. There's a look at our AutoZone player of the game. We'll be back with the rest of the totals and wrap it up right after this.